morning, and welcome to Buckeye Wars. Hey, growing up in El Dorado Hills, California, back in the 70s and the 80s, it was a different world. Hey, can you believe? Get this. This will blow the minds of kids nowadays, teenagers nowadays. We actually had a smoking section in our 7th and 8th grade school. Junior high is what we called it nowadays. I know now, or in them days. Nowadays, it's my understanding you guys have a K through 6, and then, no, a K through 5, and then 6, 7, 8, and high school, and there really isn't a middle school nowadays. Nevertheless, we had a smoking section. Up the hill from us was Cameron Park, and there was a brand new junior high school when I went through schooling called Camarado Springs, and nestled in the foothills. Beautiful school. And there was a tree kind of in the back of the school, and it was allowed that was the place to go if you were a smoker. And can you imagine 7th and 8th grade kids smoking? Not only smoking, but some of them were stoners, so they were smoking weed. Now, I don't believe they were smoking weed down by the tree, but there was weed smokers amongst them. And to my utter surprise, they brought in a narc, a professional police person who looked young enough to be able to pull it off, to be able to blend in with us 7th and 8th graders and weed out, if you will, the drugs, the marijuana, the people who were dealing marijuana at the time in our junior high. Thinking back on it, it just blows my flippin' mind that they were able to find a person who looked young enough to be able to meld into our class and go kind of unnoticed and be able to find out who the dealers were and bust them. It was a different time, boys and girls. Oh my goodness. And then going on to high school at the time, I entered high school at, I think it was 1978. And there was a definite smoking section on campus then as well. It was roped off even. If you were a smoker and you wanted to smoke a cigarette, you had to go and be in that section during like lunch recess. Isn't that amazing? Can you imagine that nowadays? Anyway, memories from growing up in El Dorado Hills in the 70s and the 80s. Follow my series. I've got loads of stories. And I entitle it Buckeye Wars.